Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's Young and the Restless Daily Recap is for Tuesday, August the 23rd, 2022. Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. Well, today's Young and the Restless, it was kind of interesting. Billy made a decision, and the decision he actually made wasn't the decision that I thought he was going to make, really. I thought Billy was going to choose the podcasting because that truly makes him the happiest. It really does. But he told Lily that he made his decision that he's going to give up the podcasting to really commit himself as the CEO of Chancellor Winters because that was his first commitment and he really wants to see that through. Plus he made a promise to Jill, when he came on as the COO, that he would really try to give it a go. I mean, not try, give it a go and do a good job at it. But what's interesting, that's when it was Chancellor Industries. I think Billy really started feeling odd man out when it turned into Chancellor Winters. I think he kind of, felt out because now it's a family business, which it always was a family business. I mean, Billy's mother was in control and she is still on the board, but Billy is Billy. And so Lily said, look, are you saying this because that's what you think I want to hear? Because you truly look very happy doing the podcasting. I mean, so she was giving him an out, but he's like, no, I really want to do this. And in my mind, I'm thinking, and that's exactly why it's not going to work, because you're trying to prove to everyone else versus being true to yourself. Seriously. And in that instance, Chelsea is correct. Chelsea's correct about that. And speaking of Chelsea, okay, so everybody is at the GCAC poolside situation. I guess that's the summer thing, but it kind of always has been the summer thing. So Adam is there trying to find out information on his iPad about Ashlyn's death, and Chelsea starts talking to him. And he's like, "You're looking well." And she goes, I am well. Oh, she's so happy, happy doing her podcasting now. So Chloe comes and Adam, they're like, "Look, I wish I could say it was a pleasure." And Chloe's like, "Same here." But Adam leaves and he goes, "But I do hope you two get back to, being that dynamic duo thing, because, they've been best friends, Chelsea and Chloe." So Chelsea and Chloe go sit down, and anytime Chelsea's talking a mile a minute, Chelsea is, reeling off something. And she's reeling off of how I'm not Adam, how Billy and the podcasting brings out the best in her. And it's so fulfilling. And because Chloe said, "I hear your podcast. They're doing very well." "Oh, thank you. Thank you very much." And listen, it's just when you're working with a person like Billy is so funny and he's just so inside. I mean, he just shoots from the hip. And podcasting, you can feel like you're falling off of a ledge, but you know what? I have Billy there, and I know Billy's going to catch me. And Billy, I was going to say Billy, and Billy. And Chloe's just kind of looking, because I think she's kind of called Chelsea out on that before about obsessing over Billy. But anyway, Chloe's just checking it out. And so guess who shows up? Billy. Billy shows up. So Chloe says, "Well, listen, you know what? I'll let you," because he goes, "Do you mind? I need to talk to Chloe for a few minutes." And no, to Chelsea for a few minutes. And Chloe says, "No, I don't mind. I'm gonna just go over." She went to the bar area, and Adam sits down, and she goes, "Oh, I'm so glad I ran into you, Adam. I'm so glad. I mean, Billy, I'm so glad because I have some ideas for the next show, Billy. Oh, and it's gonna be so good. And I don't know why I didn't think of this before." And he's like, "Chelsea, I need to tell you something." And he said, "I've made my decision and I'm giving up the podcast." We get this. Wait. Huh? You 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 what? But no. I'm surprised she didn't do everything but blame Lily, right? And she's like, but you mean just yesterday you said you were in a world that you felt like you didn't belong. And he goes, that's just it. I need to belong. I need to do this to show that I do belong. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, no, that's actually not why you need to do this, because there are different genres for different people, right? But anyway, she goes, huh, but what am I supposed to do? She goes, no, look, I want you to take over the gritting soul and take over take it over. You are insightful. You're exactly what it needs. I can't do this without you. He goes, yeah, you can. I have every confidence in you that you can. And she is just everything but how can you leave me? That's the one thing she really wanted to say. Because in Chelsea's head, there was something going on between her and Billy in her head. There has never been anything going on between those two ever. Okay. And her plans have just been derailed again because in her head, there was something going on between her and Ray, right? She was already hallucinating about Ray coming into her hotel room, hallucinating about Ray kissing her. Chelsea does that. She makes her fantasies her reality, and Billy was her fantasy, her escape. She's already saying, I know I won't fall because Billy will catch me. Billy is the best. Billy. And now Billy is gone for now. So she goes, well, look, and when you realize this, and you will, I'm going to say, I told you so. And he's like, well, I don't forgot what Billy responded to that, but he's like, either way, I've got to go. Billy was told her the bad news and booked, right? And so Chloe comes back and she sits down. She goes, what happened? And Chelsea was like, what? Just like, I can't believe what just happened. And Chloe looks at her and she goes, okay, whatever this is, stop. Because she knows Chelsea. And she knows that desperate reeling that Chelsea does. Okay. So we shall see. We shall see now how far Chelsea is going to spiral, because there is gonna be some spiraling coming. Okay. I'm not going to really comment on the conversations between Vic and not Victor and Nick, except for the fact that Nick says, now I do understand why you did what you did, Dad. You did it because you thought you were protecting me and Vic. But I felt, and then same old things, his same objections, but he's not mad at his father. And then we had Nikki and Victoria talk. Boring. Yes, start a new life, new outlook. Let's go. Rah, ladies, let's go. And then we had Chance. Chance asked Kevin to meet him at the park. Why would you have such a conversation in such a public place? But anyway, you can't have it on the telephone in your cars in private where nobody can hear, but no. We have to do these kind of conversations either at a restaurant, at the park, in the office hallways, wherever people can just pop up, right? So needless to say, Chance tells Kevin, because Kevin's like, okay, what did Paul say when you brought the evidence? What did they say? What did the district attorney say? And he goes, I'm closing the case. And Kevin's like, wait, you what? What about, and Kevin's listing all the evidence that they came up with. And I'm sorry, not that they came up with. Kevin has been the one doing all the dirty work, all the hard work, all the grunt work, all the putting it together. What about the this? What about the that? What about the X, Y, and Z? And so Chance is like, look, bottom line, we had all of that, but we still did not have enough to truly prove, truly prove it. And so Kevin's like, you know what? That's not your call to make. That wasn't your call to make. I could see if you took this evidence, everything we gathered to Paul, and he says, this is not enough to proceed, then okay, we would have to accept that. But you closing the case on your own with these loose ends, that's going to come back to haunt you, and it's going to come back to haunt me. Now, in my mind, I thought, not Kevin. It's really not going to come back to haunt Kevin. It's going to come back to haunt Chance. Because remember, Kevin is his little sidekick off the record, off of the books. Nobody knows Kevin is working with Chance or was working with Chance to get evidence at all. They were meeting in secret, doing all of this. So no, Kevin, it's not going to come back on you. It is going to come back on Chance, truly, you know. So Kevin is mad because he wanted, like, he's like, you're just doing this to protect your family, or whatever he's reasoning he's saying. And in my mind, I'm thinking, Kevin, you would do it to protect Michael. Because what if, not what if, it would come out Michael was the one that made most of the arrangements, if not all of them. You would definitely protect your brother in a heartbeat. Look, you'd erase footage. You would Photoshop another person's face on it. I mean, Kevin would do anything to protect his brother. So I don't know. Well, he wants to see it through. You know, sometimes when you're trying to solve a crime, a whodunit, you do get vested in the end. And I think Kevin really, really got vested in the end, because this was a project that he was asked to work on, and he felt valued, and he did a great job. He really did. So he's pissed. And guess what? You know, since they're in such a public place, and then when Kevin was talking loudly, guess who? A stalker. Stalker in the park. Hiding behind the columns, peeking around, listening. Adam, the man with absolutely, excuse me, zero life. Zero. Adam happens to be in the park, eavesdropping, catching the end, and the whole thing. So when Ray walks, I'm not Ray, when Chance walks away, I've got something in my throat now. When Chance walks away, Adam goes up to Kevin. Ooh, ooh, he's leaving you in a lurch, right? You got to protect yourself. You know, in other words, you know what we're going to hear from out of Adam's mouth tomorrow? Let us team up. Adam has been trying to team up with everybody in Genoa City. Let us team up. Let me help you. Get out of here with that. Kevin can't stand Adam, hates Adam. But watch, Kevin's going to be sucked right in on this. It's going to be just sucked in. So that was just interesting to see. Now, this is Adam's end, yet he's finding out more information. What does he plan on doing with it? What Adam, right now, this is a useless storyline. Just ridiculous. I can't even stand it. So that pretty much was everything that happened on The Young and the Restless. Let's go to Comment Corner, because we've got some comments from Comment Corner. LaShanta says she thinks Billy will regret quitting the podcasting. Look, I'm with you, LaShanta. Adam is getting on my nerves. I'm with you, LaShanta. And he says, Kevin did all kinds of stuff. Yes, he did. Kevin was not a good person. So why would Kevin be listening to Adam? Let's see if he's truly gonna listen to Adam, but this is soap opera land. They're gonna make him listen to Adam of all people. And we have Nikisha. She says she watched some old Young and the Restless videos over the weekend and that she understands now the Phyllis, Nikki, and Diane beef a little bit better. Yeah. She watched some scenes where Diane and Nikki fought, and she think they were real fighting because it didn't look like there was any like stunt doubles in there. It was awesome. She says Diane was screaming about stolen sperm, and Ashley came in at the end looking all guilty because yeah, that was a huge thing. Diane's thinking she was stealing Victor's sperm so she could get pregnant with a Newman heir, but Nikki had already switched it with Jax, and look, Ashley stole the sperm too. Stole Victor's sperm, and that's how she had Abby. So let's see. Monique says she knew that it was a daydream between Diane and Jack. And she says chances in a battle with himself to do the right thing. Or if he does cause conflict with Abby and her family, or if he's wrestling with his morals, yeah, Chance is getting ready to spiral again because that decision wasn't the right decision. But you know what? It was the wrong decision for he to be the detective on this case. Actually, Paul should have seen that. He should have recused himself. Period. That's his family. He couldn't do a impartial investigation. So, Chance, you're bad, right? You're bad. You should have known better. Let's see. We've got Annette says, does Sharon ever go home now that Ray is gone? She really has no reason. And then once her baby Faith is off to college next month, she's really gonna be alone, really. So that's why she's burning the midnight oil at the coffee house. So that's great comments for the Young and the Restless. Thank you so much. Please, please, please continue the comments. I will be back tomorrow for tomorrow's daily recap for Wednesday, August the 24th, 2022. I will see you tomorrow, Young and the Restless fans.